everyone, I am Maki. A new high-grade Gunpla has been announced, the DELTA ZAYIN. This is the main mobile suit of the Blue Yarrow and Silver Phantom. Today, let's explore this new product along with the story. Please be aware that our discussion will contain spoilers from Silver Phantom. The DELTA ZAYIN is a mobile suit operated by the Argent Keel mercenary organization. Argent Keel operates independently and affiliated with any particular group such as the Earth Federation Forces or the New Zealand Army. Looking at these elements alone, one might think that they are almost a terrorist organization. In the story, however, Bobby and Lena makes a single comment about Argent Keel's operating principles. Just because it's a job doesn't mean we accept anything. We hold fast to the lines that as human beings, we are not allowed to cross. Argent Keel is the silver wedge driven into the distortions of the world. Taking Bobby's words at face value, Argent Keel is an organization that never participates in inhumane operations like massacre missions, but instead acts against the distortions that threaten people's lives. Of course, it's possible that only the unit to which Babia belonged operated on such principles, while other units within Argent Keel may have had different ideologies. This aspect would need to be explored further, perhaps in spin-offs. The DELTA ZAYIN is a GUNDAM designed to destroy the distortions of the world. This role of destroying the distortions of the world has similarities to the celestial being of GUNDAM 00. The Gunpla comes with several weapons. The first is the beam rifle, which is similar in design to the Hyakushiki's beam rifle. It appears that the Gunpla does not replicate any of the beam rifle's additional features. In the final battle of the story, there is a scene where a beam saber emerges from the barrel of the beam rifle for an attack. If you want to recreate this scene, you will need to modify your beam rifle. 2 standard sabers are included. The color of the saber that comes out of the barrel is the same pink as the standard sabers. So if you plan to modify it, you can use these sabers for consistency. The most distinctive piece of equipment is the shield. In its default state, it is a simple, large shield. However, the shield has a knife field generator built into it. There is even a scene in the story where it reflects a battleship's beam cannon. In addition, when the pilot awakens as a new type, the shield can fly independently like a funnel. This state can be recreated by replacing parts with red components. The glowing red appearance is similar to the destroy mode of the Unicorn Gundam. In this state, the shield can charge at enemies for an attack. Its destructive power is immense, capable of destroying mobile suits with a single blow. The exact principle behind its offensive power is currently unknown. It's unclear if the shield's surface generates energy similar to a beam saber, or if the red areas function as a heated blade, like a heat hog. Perhaps the Scion itself acts as a blade. The cycle frame is extremely resilient when it reacts to a new type's mental waves. A particularly famous example is when the Unicorn Gundam relayed the wire between the battleship nail armor and the transport ship Sears. The Unicorn Gundam grabbed the wire and put the Sears back into space. The strain on the arms at that moment is immense. A normal mobile suit would easily be destroyed. However, the Unicorn Gundam manages to lift the Sears into space. Although the surface armor of the arms is damaged, the internal cycle frame withstands the stress unscathed. Similarly, the red parts of the DELTA ZAYIN's shield could be brace reinforced with cycle frame, making them exceptionally durable. By swapping parts, the DELTA ZAYIN can also transform into its Wave Rider form. There is a scene in the story where it uses its Wave Rider mode to destroy a cluster of meteors. During this time, it fires the beam rifle mounted underneath the unit. There are also scenes where he fires his Vulcan cannon and beam gun. The beam gun probably follows the structure seen in Zeta Gundam or Gundam GP-01, where the handle of the beam saber functions as a beam gun. The handle of the beam saber is exposed facing forward. However, the location of the Vulcan cannon remains unknown. Could it be attached to the shield? Attaching the glowing red shield to the Wave Rider's form could be interesting. It's also possible to create the DELTA ZAYIN essence form by replacing the head with the included parts. This version did not appear in the story. According to the product description page, this was a specification originally planned during development by Anaheim Electronics. A head identical to that of the Delta Gundam was prepared. Argent Keel kept it as a spare part. What kind of head is it? Among fans, the nitro system is well known. This system allows non-new types to manifest abilities similar to those of a new type. It was installed in the Gundam Delta Kai, a modified version of the Delta Gundam. Perhaps the DELTA ZAYIN was also developed with the assumption that it would be equipped with the nitro system. However, since Argent Keel discovered pilots with new type potential, they may have changed the head to one suitable for new types. The head itself is probably a bonus part, borrowed from other Gunpla kits. Still, it's an intriguing feature that opens up new possibilities for imaginative interpretation. The DELTA ZAYIN, like other Argent Keel mobile suits, is painted all silver. Its sharp appearance and silver coating give it a very stylish look. In the story, it is revealed that Azami Megin, who appears as an enemy, once aspired to be a pilot. However, after being defeated in battle against Argent Keel, she gave up on being a pilot and carried the weight of her past. She then plans revenge against Argent Keel. She places an order with Argent Keel to assassinate herself. She then begins a plan to confront and defeat DELTA ZAYIN. At the climax of the battle, as Azami stares at the light of the DELTA ZAYIN's beam saber, she whispers, "Gundams are really cool," before disappearing into the flames. While Gundam-type mobile suits often enjoy dazzling moments of glory, they also captivate and disrupt the lives of many. Some characters even describe Gundams as mobile suits with the power of a demon. Is the DELTA ZAYIN truly a demonic force, or is it the silver wedge that destroys the world's distortions? The DELTA ZAYIN will be released as a premium Bandai exclusive. The price will be about $50. Please be aware of currency fluctuations. In Japan, reservations will begin on November 18th, with shipment scheduled for February 2025. The schedule may vary by country and region. Thank you for watching to the end. See you next time.